Welcome to Stoughton Media Access Cable's Community Forum Show. My name is Steve Kelley. I'll be your host today. And today I have the pleasure of introducing you to Matt Cauchon. Matt is the Interim Recreation Director. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right.
Thanks for having me on, Steve.
Oh, great. So tell us some news about Stoughton summer programs and what's been going on.
Yep. So summer just ended. We had a fantastic summer. Our open playground, our summer program camp, had record numbers over the last couple of years. It was the highest we've seen. Mm-hmm. Ames Pond also had record numbers down there. Our new playground over at the Wilkins School on the John Dennison Complex is being built currently. Mm-hmm. So that project started in about mid-July. We've been doing a lot of alternative programming as well. We really coned in on the July National Parks and Rec Month. So we did a lot of free programming, a lot of special programming that normally we haven't done in the past. Normally we were, just camp, sports clinics, pond, and now we're adding in more programs as well as updating our facilities. So business is booming for Stoughton Recreation.
So now you came to Stoughton by way of Presque Isle and by way of Kingston. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Yep, so since I was in high school, I worked for the Kingston Recreation Department, where I currently still live. There I worked as a summer camp counselor for about 4 or 5 years. On the side I did alternative programming as well.
Like what? Give us an idea.
Yep,
what kind
so
of alternative?
In 2014 I started the pickleball program there.
Okay.
That started off with 4 people in the class. They currently now have 4 different classes, up to 15 people in each. So that took off.
That's like a nationwide phenomenon.
It's nationwide phenomenon. Everyone plays. It's booming. We play too. We have sessions in the fall and the spring. Yep. I teach it. I'm out there. We had a great group last spring. We had about 8 people out there.
And what are the age ranges?
My group, it was middle-aged.
Yeah.
It was middle-aged. It was probably 50 to late 60s, I'd say. But we had an absolute blast. It was a great group. I hope they come back in the fall. I know they will. They told me they would. Yeah. But we played over at Halloran Park on the basketball court. We made like a little makeshift court. It's $25 for 6 weeks.
Right. And let people know how big pickleball is. Everybody's doing it nationwide.
It's America's fastest growing sport.
Yes.
I can't tell people enough how big it is. When we go to these statewide conferences from Parks and Rec, everyone's transforming their tennis courts into pickleball courts. We were listening to this one guy who works down in Georgia. He said he just threw up 18 pickleball courts the other day. It's booming. People can't keep up with it, and it's a sport where anybody can play. Yeah. The dimensions of the court are a lot smaller than a tennis court, and the rules of the game make it so if you're not as versatile, you can jump right in. You can learn the game. I mean, my people learned the game within a half hour.
Oh, that's nice, huh?
And they came away loving it. I had a couple ladies. It was Mother's Day. The week 2 was Mother's Day, I believe, and their kids bought them pickleball sets. They loved it so much. So that was awesome, and we're going to bring that back in the fall. So if anybody's interested, sign up start Monday, August 26th.
So if they want to sign up with you, how do they do that? Mm-hmm. Like not only for that program, but for all?
So all our programs, you can go on our website, www.stoughtonrec.org.
Yeah, we might be able to pull that up. Roy, are you able to pull that up on the screen for people so they could write it down?
So you can go on our website. You can give us a call. We can help you through it. We can sign you up. Or you can just come in the office and say hi, because not many people like to do that anymore. Everyone does it online. But just go on our website.
But you'd like a visitor once in a while.
Exactly. Come down and visit me in the basement of Town Hall. It gets lonely down there.
Yeah. Okay, so your office is in the basement of the Town Hall. Very nice.
Yep. But things are good right now. Took over the interim position this summer. Yeah. Lot thrown at me, but I embraced it, and things are going well.
Good. What other sports besides pickleball? Because that's sort of migrating towards adult, but the kids can do it too. But what about for kids, young kids? Let's talk about sports for them.
Summertime's where most of our sports clinics happen. Okay. We do one with the district attorney. He comes out. We have Chief McNamara come out. We have a couple special agents around Stoughton come out. It's $15. This year's at the Hanson School. No, it's at the Gibbons. It was at the Gibbons School.
Okay.
Just because of it's usually at the high school, but due to the high school construction, we moved over to the Gibbons. Right. next winter and February break, it'll be in the new high school. It's $15, 3 days a week. It's absolute blast. So there's a basketball clinic. We do baseball clinics with the high school coach, Coach O'Mara.
Yep.
And then the most popular one this summer was our golf clinic with Walter Parsley.
Yeah.
Down at Cedar Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal. Sold out every single day. We did 2 weeks of it. Each session's a week long. Kids learn the fundamentals the first 3 days, and then they actually go out. They actually go on the course.
Oh, good.
They play a few holes. We get them gift cards to Crescent Ridge, and it's a great time.
Well, golf and ice cream. What more could you want?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. We also did. We're trying to focus more on like alternative programming, and what I mean by alternative program is not just your basic baseball, basketball, soccer.
Yeah.
So we had a fishing clinic. With Mass Fish and Wildlife.
All right.
It was $10. You get a pole, you get bait. We went out there to Ames Pond, and we had 2 guys from Mass Fish and Wildlife out there helping us out. I was also running around baiting hooks and stuff like that, which is an absolute
I think
blast.
Roy can give us a picture over at Ames Pond.
Yeah, we do have one of Ames Pond, not at the fishing clinic. I should have
Not the fishing clinic.
Should have sent
we'll
one
get the
over.
pond up there. So when Roy gets a chance.
But that was an absolute blast. Everybody caught a fish.
Yeah.
It was 2 hours long.
That was hard to arrange. Everyone catches
Everyone
a fish.
caught a fish. People were blaming me for going underwater and stalking the pond or something like that. But there's a lot of fish there, and everybody had a blast. And there was, families coming together to just fish. A lot of families. It was their first time ever fishing. They didn't know what to do, and they were catching fish. And they had just seeing the smiles on their faces and teach them how to fish. I had this one older couple. They were both retired, wanted to learn how to fish, so they came, checked it out, and then they liked it so much they're taking a trip up to Maine to go do some trout fishing up there.
Wow.
So that was really cool. But like I said, alternative programs is where we're looking towards. One very popular program is our skateboarding program.
Okay.
We noticed last fall, due to the high school construction, they got to knock down the skate park. So we're like, well, we can't build a skate park yet. So let's find a way to bring skateboarding back. So we partnered up with this group out of Boston. They bring the skateboards, they bring the gear, they bring the instructors. We do that in the Gibbons School as well. Did it last fall, that sold out. Did in the spring again and sold out again.
Wow.
And we're going to bring it back again in the fall. It's our Intro to Skateboarding class. It's for ages 7 to 14.
Now, do you have that on the web too?
Yep.
On your website?
Yep, everything's on the website. So what we do as well, each fall and each spring we mail out brochures, hard copy brochures. It goes out to about 2,500 people in town.
Okay.
We have a lot of hard copies dropped off to our office, and we bring them to the library, Council on Aging, various other places in town we drop them off. So if you happen to see those, pick one up, and it's going to have all our programs, community events, and everything else in that brochure as well. But those got mailed out yesterday, I believe. I got word back from them.
Oh, good. So it's very timely. The show will be actually broadcast in a few days from now.
People should have it. Should be on people's front doors any day now.
So tell us a little bit about what got you interested in recreation instead of the other places that you might have ended up in life, so to speak.
How did I get into recreation? Well, I always worked for a recreation department, whether it's camp counselor or pickleball, or I was a janitor too over at a rec center.
Yeah.
For me, I knew I always wanted to do something that I would enjoy. I really didn't want a desk job where I just punch the clock and leave. And I wanted to do something in life that I could enjoy and make people happy. And basically, what I'm doing is creating these programs and organizing them so people can enjoy them on their leisure time. The best is when I can get someone hooked on it. If I can create a passion, that's a win-win. And that's something I've seen done, like with pickleball. I had a group of people 2 ladies that absolutely loved it, and it sparked a passion in them. And I'm like, that's why I do this job. And that's something that recreation can do for people. Whether it's making improvements to our parks so everybody can go out and enjoy them, or whether it's putting on programs. That's kind of why I got into recreation. I was big soccer, baseball, basketball guy, so I was like kind of want to stay some kind of sporty, but I was also very creative. So I minored in recreation and majored in business in college. Played college baseball. Loved some of my programming classes. Then my recreation director, Sue Woodworth in Kingston, hooked me up with this job over in Stoughton.
Wow.
So and I love it.
Good. So if you could have like the perfect program, what would it be that you would design?
Perfect program.
The perfect program, yeah. Like, let's say you really, I don't know, put you on the spot here pretty good.
That's a tough one, right?
Yeah,
there.
what would it be?
Perfect program.
Like,
what would it be?
What would the age groups that you involved? Like, how would you figure that out?
I'd say it would be family oriented. Something that the whole family can take part in, exactly like the fishing clinic. I've told people that it was probably one of the best clinics or programs I've ever run, just because we got 5-year-olds with their mothers, or we got teenagers with their dads or mothers, and it was just that the families coming together, and they'll probably forget it in the next couple of years, but it's just that couple hours that they get spent together where they might be off, playing video games or, doing something else in their lives. I put something on for very, very inexpensive and brought people together. Something like that, that would be the most ideal program, is where everybody can take part in.
Now, do you find that as you do the programs, you sort of accumulate people, they're all starting to look for the next program?
Mm-hmm. And that helps. One of our biggest programs we do is called Kids Night Out.
Okay.
We do it once a month.
Yep.
It's held at the Council on Aging. It's on Friday nights, so it's ages 4 to 12. Parents drop off their kids for 4 hours for $10. We feed them, we play with them, we watch movies. It's usually dodgeball. We got video games set up.
Yep.
We do freeze dance. The kids love freeze dance. We got arts and crafts.
What is freeze dance? I don't think I know.
Freeze dance, we got a big boombox set up and we play popular music, and you dance, and when the music shuts off, you got to freeze and spot. And if you, let's just say, fall over or keep dancing, you're out.
Either or.
So that was probably one of our most popular programs. What we did with it is we partnered with local restaurants. For instance, on Valentine's Day was a Thursday, I believe. Yeah. So that Friday we held a kids' night out, and we partnered with local restaurants. One of them was the House of Brews. Okay. So we're like, hey, drop your kid off kids' night out, and you're gonna get 20% off your bill at House of Brews.
Oh, that's nice. Huh?
So
you're both encouraging local businesses, which is nice.
Yep.
And so getting people to go there, and then giving them some business, but also having some fun at the same time, right?
Power recreation right there. Power recreation.
Power
of recreation.
The recreation department. Power recreation.
Power of recreation would be our slogan. We bring people together. That's what we do in our department. We bring people together, whether it's our community events like Stoughton Day. I know you guys have a picture of Stoughton Day somewhere.
Yeah. Maybe we can get Roy. Do you have a picture for Stoughton Day that we could maybe pull up?
Whether it's bringing people together for Stoughton Day, or one of the parades, or the haunted hayride. Right there, that was Stoughton Day last year. That was how I view the department was growing. We got such a great following after Stoughton Day. We had over 50 vendors, local vendors, in-town, out-of-town vendors, come and participate. We had about 5 or 6 food trucks. We had the Stoughton Fire Department, Police Department come down, do touch a truck with the kids, balloon artists, face painters, bouncy houses. We had a petting zoo, all for free. All for free. Besides the food. You had to pay for the food. Huh? It was beautiful. It was a great day, great weather. Everything went out great. We had bands. We had dance performances. It was an awesome day. And right there, that kind of just showed what, at the time we were a 2-man department, what a 2-man department can do. Yep. And it really just showed how we can really bring people together in this great community.
And what do you have for staff now? You have 3? Or
full-time staff is just myself.
Yep.
I do have an intern, Celine. She'll be with me for a couple more weeks. But full-time is just me right now.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
And you got a lot to do, and
very busy.
And you're comfortable doing it.
Very comfortable doing it. I love it. I'm in a groove right now, so things are good.
Very nice. Very nice. I'm trying to think what would be, so what's the next step for Stoughton Recreation? That's probably your, and I think that you're going to have to explain to people anyways that are above you and say, what's your next steps?
Yep. So next step would be to increase our programming. Our program registrations and our programs have actually grown over 50% in 1 year.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, which is
incredible. That's a screaming high.
50%. I got the stats to back it up.
Yeah.
But they've grown tremendously. The amount of programs we've run, the amount of people signed up, the amount of people in our registration system, it's all doubled in about a year. So to keep growing that, to keep looking for alternative programming, to see what sticks, like skateboarding. We didn't know how it was going to do, and that's become one of our year-round programs that we're going to throw out there every spring and fall. Before it was a lot of art, ceramics and crafts, which we still do. Larice, who was my position before, she worked in the office. She still does our arts and ceramics classes with kids and with seniors. She's fabulous. She comes down and she does crafts with the kids at our summer camp as well. So she's expanding programs. She's doing watercolor painting now. So that will be in November. And then she will do a cartoon drawing class in the spring on top of her ceramics classes. So it's to grow those alternative programming, because we have a lot of great organizations in town that do the soccer, do the football and stuff like that. But we're looking outside that range. Excuse me. One of the big classes this spring was video game design. We tried to get a little techie this spring. There's a lot of kids that are interested in that field, and there's money to be made in video games nowadays. It's not just there's money to be made. There's colleges are offering scholarships now. The colleges are offering programs.
So you make that part of recreation?
Yep.
Yeah, it is recreation.
Yeah, it's a leisure activity. So we partnered with the library. We got space over there. We brought in a couple instructors. They brought laptops for everybody, and they use software that actual video games use.
I would think that the kids would love that. One of the best things.
It went great. And this fall, we are bringing in 3D toy printing. So they're going to be able to create an image on their laptop and then 3D print it out.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
That's cool.
That's going to be cool.
Now, how do you interface with the school subject teachers, for instance? Like even phys ed, right? That must be part of the, how do you interface much, or are you sort of outside of them?
We're sort of outside of them. They run a lot of STEM stuff, science, technology, and math. We kind of stay away from that. They do a great job. We partner with them in the summertime. They have a STEM program that goes on in the summertime. And it goes till noon. And then what we do is we sponsored a bus that would pick up about 30 or 40 kids a week, and they would bring them over to our camp, where it's more just free play until about 4 o'clock. And that was what helped our camp numbers rise this year, was partnering with the schools and working with them. But normally it's a little different, but I do have plans to partner with them in the future. I got some ideas in my head.
What about volunteers? I think any program that's run on low dollars, which you have to be, you need to rely on volunteers. How do you do with volunteers, and are you looking for any? Yeah,
so we always look for volunteers. On our website, we actually have a link that you can sign up and become a volunteer. So we mainly use them for the community events, because the community events are so large.
Like registration sort of person?
Day of registration. It could be anything, really. It could be helping the local vendor set up, if it was Stoughton Day, parking, or really anything. Ticket taking, helping out with the arts and crafts. We partner with the Stoughton Youth Commission. And they have, it's sort of like an intern, it's called a fellow. And they get one once a year, and they work really close with the high school students. And they look to get volunteer hours. So we work with her, who they just got a new one, who I met the other day. Really nice young lady. I think she's going to do great. But they work with the high school students, and they look to get more hours and get the high school students involved. So we take a lot of them. We take them, and when we do our kids' night outs, I run them. Our camp director Felicia Baptista runs them, but we need help. We got 30, 40 kids, so we utilize those volunteers.
You must have a ratio that safe kids is 8 to 1 or something like that.
Around that. So we utilize volunteers in a lot of our programs, and if you're looking to sign up, just go to our website or just call in.
Right, and so you'd be happy to just put you on a list, tell you the next available time that you'll be running something that you think might be good. Now, if somebody else wanted to do what you do, what do you think the prerequisites for them are?
To be in the field of recreation?
Yeah, like someone that might be, let's say they were a junior in college now, and they're just wondering if they should do, like, should they get a couple of years under their belt at college and phys ed class type things, or
phys ed would work. I always tell people experience. I'd say if you're looking to get into the field of recreation, which is a great field to get into, there's a lot of opportunities all over Massachusetts, and if you're looking to move out west, there's a lot more opportunities and big money out there. I'd say just experience, go to your local recreation department and go up to them and be like, hey, like, what do you guys need help with? Do you guys need help, is it reffing games? Is it scorekeeping? Is it help with the programs? That's kind of how I got into it. I was in high school, I needed some extra money, but I was playing high school sports, so I really couldn't commit to a job, so I went to my director, hey, Sue, like, what do you need done? And she was like, well, years before we used to run this program, we called it Playtime with Matt. And I brought one of my buddies with me, and it was an hour a day. It was ages 6 to 12, and we just went in our rec center, and we just played various games. And it basically it was during the winter time, so the kids needed to run around, lose some energy, and I literally just had one kid that would just constantly just run around, around the whole gym. But we'd play dodgeball with him, and we'd come up with a various amount of games to keep the kids interested. But right there, that's programming. In the essence of it, I didn't even realize I was even doing it. I was just looking for some easy money, something to do after school. So definitely just go to your local recreation department. They're always going to be intrigued for new programs and help.
Yeah. So somebody with, say, a couple of third or fourth graders that they're wondering, like, what do I do after school? Maybe they just give you a call and see what do you have going on.
Yeah, give us a call and see what we got going on. We try to do a lot of our programs after school on weekdays. One of our most popular programs is our early Thursday field trips, which I believe we got a picture of. Every time the school does early releases,
we can get the early Thursday one up. Right.
Every time the school does early releases, which is about once a month, once every other month, we take them on field trips.
Wow.
We go to various locations.
That seems like a really good fit.
If
they're going to get early release, then you guys can take them on a field trip on that day.
Yeah, we take them off their hands and they go on a field trip. This one was at altitude, I believe, playing some trampoline dodgeball right there. But we've been mixing up our field trip opportunities, going to Urban Air Park in Bellingham, and we went tubing at Neshoba, so we've really looked to get really creative with our, that is our open playground right there. Playing tug of war with this, looks like the Stoughton Police Department.
Yeah.
That was during field day, but the early Thursday field trips are popular. This week, actually, so this is our first week of no camp.
Yes.
Last year we noticed there was kind of like a lull. And it was like, all right, like, we could be doing something here. So I was like, well, let's just do a week of awesome field trips. So we're doing what we call Extreme Week. Monday, we took about 30 kids to Kennedy Lake Park.
Okay.
And today, we actually took about 30 kids to go paintballing in Holbrook.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Yeah. It's a lot of extreme.
And you don't even have all the stains. Like, you must have won that contest.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
There was no competition.
There was no competition.
Yeah, I went hard. But it was a fun time. But we're looking to do more field trips like that. In March too, and a lot of people I think the recreation department is just for kids, but we cater to adults, seniors as well as toddlers. In March, we actually did a casino trip with the seniors. We went to Mohegan Sun.
So it's truly a recreation department, not a sports department.
No, it's not a sports department. I think people get mixed up. They think sports, but we're recreation. We're leisure time activities. And we're for everybody. We have programs for everybody. We actually got a lot of signups today, actually, for our nature walk in September. Mm-hmm. We're going out behind Bradley Lessa. We're doing a nature walk with Mass Audubon. Their field biologist is going to come out. Last spring we did it. Had about 10 people come out, walk the trails. So we got a couple signups today. So the seniors just love to do that. He brings his big field cameras and takes pictures, and he'll show them to people of all these birds and different animals.
Wow.
So we get something for everybody.
So when we get towards the Olympics now, what do you do? Like, do you try to get the kids to be interested in the Olympic sports, or
we do a Olympics at camp. So what we did, we participated in the Hanover Olympics at our summer program for the first time this year. It was 7 other towns competed. So we drove our kids over to Hanover, and we competed in Olympic-like events.
And you'll do that next year as well?
Oh, we'll do it again. It was a blast. Kids had a blast. Kids loved it. We dressed up in all our Stoughton gear. Counselors wore their throwback football jerseys, baseball Stoughton jerseys. We had face paint on. It was an awesome day. So we will definitely do that again.
It sounds like you have so much enjoyment with almost every one of these events. Huh?
I love it. It's a blast.
What about biking? Now, I'm really a biker myself. So what do you do with that? Anything?
I've looked into mountain biking. We just got to find some better trails, and the tough part is if you don't have a bike, what are you going to do? And it will be really tough to rent bikes. Like I've looked into it though.
Yeah.
But if you ever look into biking, especially on the road, like going through Ames Pond, that's a beautiful area. On West Street in Stoughton, that's a great area to bike. But I've looked into mountain biking. It's in the works.
Yeah, I noticed we have the Vuelta de España coming up now. That's the next bike race, but it's a road race, not a mountain bike.
We also have a road race.
Yeah.
In October, we're doing our costume 5K. So we did it last year, had over 80 participants. Dress up in a costume and run a 5K near Highland Park.
That sounds fun.
We do awards for like best costumes and stuff like that. It's a great time.
All right. Well, Matt, we're just about out of time.
Really?
You've done a great job. You're an encyclopedia of events for Stoughton. And I think it's fabulous that you have involved all of the age groups too.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And not just sports, but let's recreate in all different ways.
Exactly.
And if anybody has any ideas, they can contact
Please
you on
call
the
me.
website.
I love when people come and ask, hey, what about this? And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And I'll look to see if I can make it happen.
Right. Well, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. And I want to thank the audience for being here as well. I want to thank the guys out back. We got Jeff Pickett out back. We got Dave Young, Mike Hammond. Everybody's out there supporting us. Leo McGowan's on the lam. We're going to try to eventually get him back here as well. But we're real happy with all the help that we've been able to get. So my name is Steve Kelley. This is Stoughton Media Access Cable's Community Forum Show. And we hope you enjoyed the show today. Thank you for watching.